Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to tackle a common issue that many developers face when working with Golang's context package. Have you ever encountered a situation where you've added a new value to a context, but then found that the original value becomes unreadable? This can be frustrating and confusing, especially if you're not familiar with how contexts work in Go. In this video, we'll dive into the world of Golang's context package and explore why this issue occurs. We'll break down the concepts involved and provide a clear explanation of what's happening behind the scenes. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to avoid this common pitfall and work with contexts like a pro. So, let's start by understanding what a context is in Go. A context is essentially a way to carry values across multiple function calls. It's a simple but powerful concept that allows you to pass data around your application without having to explicitly pass it as an argument to every function. Now, when you add a new value to a context using the withValue method, what happens is that Go creates a new context that wraps the original one. This new context contains the new value you just added, but it also retains all the values from the original context. Sounds straightforward enough, right? However, here's where things can get tricky. When you try to access the original value after adding a new one, you might find that it becomes unreadable. This is because the withValue method returns a new context object that has its own set of values, which may not include the original value. To illustrate this point, imagine you have a context with a single value. Let's call it foo. You then add a new value called bar to this context using withValue. Now, when you try to access the foo value from the new context, you might find that it's no longer available. This is because the new context has its own set of values, which includes bar, but not necessarily foo. So what's going on here, the key thing to understand, is that contexts are immutable in Go. When you add a new value to a context, you're not modifying the original context. Instead, you're creating a brand new one that wraps the old one. This means that any values you added previously may become inaccessible after adding a new value. So, what should you take away from this explanation? Here are the key points to remember. Contexts in Go are immutable and can't be modified directly. When you add a new value to a context using withValue, Go creates a new context that wraps the original one. The new context contains its own set of values, which may not include all the original values. To avoid losing access to original values, make sure to always keep a reference to the original context. And there you have it, a clear explanation of why context values can become unreadable after adding new ones in Go. By understanding how contexts work and being mindful of their immutability, you can write more effective and bug-free code. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to discuss further, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content on Go programming and software development. We'll catch you all in the next one.